Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Adult Game Reviews. This week, we have the 15 best games I played this year. So, to make things clear, this is the best games I played this year, not the best games overall. I don't have time to play every game, so I base many of these rankings on what updates came out this year. So, for instance, if a game didn't get updated, it can't be on the list. Also, I can love the game and think the update was mediocre. It happens. I will likely have the community awards out in January. We're voting on those as we speak. If you're interested in voting, come check out my Patreon or Subscribestar. Links are in the description. I also want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing, and commenting this year. This has been a great year for gaming. I do my best running the channel. It's just me, sometimes Emily, but mostly me. So to keep the channel running, I want to thank all my backers on Patreon and Subscribestar. I couldn't do it without all of you supporting me. Okay. Let's get into the best games I played this year. Now, this list was originally going to be my top 10, but there are too many good games, so the list ended up being top 15. Let's kick it off with number 15, Between Two Worlds by Druscati Games. I was very happy to see Between Two Worlds complete. The tabletop RPG in visual novel form edges out some other games to get into the top 15 because it's complete.
You did it! Well done!
If I have two games on my list that are really close, I always try to give the edge to the completed games, and the ending of Between Two Worlds, while it wasn't flashy, it was pretty satisfying, and I'm happy to see it number 15. Moving on to number 14, and that's Zero End by Stolen Rose. This felt very different than anything that I played before. It was dark, surreal, monsters, cosmic horror, and doomsday cult kind of visual novel.
Cthulhu isn't behaving as most scientists had speculated, Tom.
I thoroughly enjoyed Zero End. Unfortunately, some of the pacing and free roams I think kept it out of the top 10, but it was a fun game. Now I'm hoping to jump back into Zero End in the future. Next is number 13, and that's Project Passion Season 2 by Classy Lemon. I enjoyed Project Passion quite a bit. However, when I was doing this list, I was kind of expecting it to be higher on the list. The humor is still there, but I felt like the story was a little less focused than it has been in Season 1. And you would leave the planet, you would come back to the planet, and it was a bit confusing. I thoroughly enjoyed many of the emotional scenes, but they would eventually be ruined by some jarring sounds. Hopefully you know what I mean. A solid update to Project Passion, and I'm hoping to see Season 3 in the top 10 in the future. Number 12 is I Was a Teenage Vampire by Fatal Masterpiece. I absolutely loved the 80s teenage vampire movie vibe. I thought the aesthetic was unique and the story was thrilling enough to keep me interested. As I Was a Teenage Vampire gets further in development, I'm hoping to see it rise up into my top 10 games eventually, but not this year. Next is number 11, and that's The Curse of the Pearl Necklace by Mr. P. Rocket Games. I streamed this one and it grabbed me so much that I had to finish playing it. I was a little worried at the beginning that the MC is just dumb, but as time goes on, the story turns into more of a wisecracking detective story.
He's an idiot, but he's not stupid.
I thoroughly enjoyed what I played, but the confusing inconsistencies with time periods were a bit jarring. You're in Vietnam, but then you're in an 80s police station. All that threw me off. However, as time goes on, I do think this is another one that will rise up my list as it gets closer to completion. Okay, let's move into the top 10, and number 10 is Law School by Mr. Mime. While I did have a lot of criticisms of the consistency and accuracy of all these 18-year-olds going to law school,
that's not how it works. Well, forget how it works.
And also the slow pacing early on, I do think the characters were great, Rose was amazing, and the funny and goofy moments pushed it into the top 10 for me. After the mock trial, I just had a lot more fun with Law School than I was expecting, but I was worried a bit early on. Luckily, the wait paid off. Moving on to number 9, and that's New Antioch by The Red Mist. I was not really expecting much from New Antioch when I jumped in. I play so many visual novels, choose your own adventures, and a variety of other games, most of which are unsafe for YouTube, that it's hard to stand out in the crowd. But New Antioch did in the best way. It feels fresh in a genre where there's a lot of redundancy. The world felt much more lived in than others. I love the Roman aesthetic in this post-apocalyptic world.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
However, this is a game where it would probably be higher on my list if it was closer to completing, like some of the other games on this list. I was sad when I hit the end of the content, so this is one I'm definitely keeping my eyes on. Number 8, and that's Mythos Book 1 by Nine of Swords. This was another one that I didn't have high hopes for. No matter how many games I play, I still impulsively judge games based on the looks. And from the outside, Mythos doesn't look great.
Judgy bitch.
However, I'm really glad I didn't judge a book by its cover. I really enjoyed the mystery and the world. The whole game felt new in the best way. I thought the writing and all the endings helped propel Mythos Book 1 into the top 10 for me. Now, here's to hoping that Nine of Swords can improve the visuals for future books. I think this could be way up higher on the list. Here's to crossing my fingers. Moving on to number 7, and that's Snowstorm by Gleanex Studios. Snowstorm was another one that I didn't have high hopes for. I tried to play Sandstorm, and some of the writing or translations were difficult to get through. But To Snowstorm's credit, it was much better written. I wouldn't call it amazing, but it was good enough. This is another branching story where there feels like there's a lot of choice. The last time I played it, there was a lot of content and I wanted to spend more time in the world. There's a supernatural angle, 3 different factions to join, and Vikings. A lot of blonde Vikings. I jump back in and play some here and there just to see what things that I've missed, which feels like there's always something that I missed going down a different path. So I do feel like Snowstorm is very deserving of the 7th spot. Number 6, and it's Cross Realms by Dusk Duck. I've never played a visual novel where the action is so good.
Everybody is kung fu fighting.
This is why I enjoy Honey Select style games. I do not see how the 3D Daz games can compete. I mean, commonly the action in visual novels is goofy or flat, but that isn't the case in Cross Realms, a classic isekai story about going to a realm with magic and monsters. I have loved what I've played so far, and it was by far one of the best experiences all year. If you love fantasy with some sci-fi, this is a great one. Moving on to number 5, and that's Race of Life by Underground Studios. I have to go all the way back to January of 2025 with this one. Race of Life was a great game to start 2025 with. You play the MC who has to raise enough money to pay for the treatment for someone very close to you. There are some emotional aspects, but you do have to ignore the medical jargon. But the real draw of Race of Life are the races. There are quick time events which I actually enjoy, and it really feels like you're racing and the stakes matter. Okay, to be fair, the races may not be the draw for everybody. It's Jasmine and the other characters. I never really realized how many people love the ex-wife. Since there are debates, it shows how many good characters there are. I was surprised when Race of Life was only at 5, but it goes to show how many great games are ahead of it. Number 4 is Wildcats by Lopify, and I absolutely love Wildcats.
Who are we?
The Wildcats!
Who are we gonna beat?
The Wildcats!
This has turned into one of my favorite games that I've played. Playing the embattled volleyball coach gives a more serious Bad News Bears vibe. I anxiously look forward to updates. Episode 3 was just released not too long ago, and I really enjoyed that one too. Now, even though I love Wildcats, it still wasn't enough to push it into the top 3 games I played all year. But number 4 was pretty good. Now we get into the top 3, and there are going to be some familiar faces, but I bet you can't guess what is at number 1. Pause the video and see if you can guess in the comments what you think my top 3 will be. Okay, number 3, we have Ripples by Jester. Ripples jumps back and forth as my favorite game out right now. I thought the last update was good. The time jumping MC and all the relationships in 2 different time periods are so interesting and fun that I can't wait to see how it all ends. Not sure when that's going to happen, but I've been enjoying the ride. Number 2, it's Eternum. Update 8 was one of the best updates I have ever played. Not just of Eternum, but of any game. I absolutely loved it. Seeing the evolution of your relationship with Annie and the progression of your little crew, this gives me so much hope for the rest of the updates.
It's actually really good. It is.
Let's cross our fingers for Update 9, which should be available pretty soon. Now, we finally have number 1, and that's Chasing Sunsets by Stone Fox Studios. It's officially complete with all the endings. Having played through all of them, I have to say it was a heartfelt and emotional journey, and I loved every second of it. Jay and Mallory are great. I mean, I even enjoyed the bad endings. Now, Eternum could have easily been at 1 because of Update 8, but I try to always give the edge to completed games. So Chasing Sunsets is the best game of 2025 for me. Let me know down below if you think I missed any or if there's anything you would change. I look forward to seeing everyone's favorite games in the comments. It helps me look out for new games. I'm always on the lookout for new games, and I think it's great that we can all have varying tastes in what we enjoy. It's what makes these games and genre fun. I want to thank all my backers on Patreon and Subscribestar. Now, if you haven't seen my best deals on Steam Winter Sale, you can check it out right here. Thanks again. Until next time.